Are you ready?
I can feel you, right here inside my head. What's happening?
Becoming one of us. Tomorrow, people.
The world has changed out of all recognition, and human beings have changed with it. You see, we are man's only hope of survival.
Jaunters up, Tim. Activating. Critical fission approaching rapidly. You'd better get out of there.
Coffee, sir?
Ah, copy, you stupid android. Bring me a fresh cup. Hot this time, and with sugar. Now, if I could get this one working again.
Your move?
No, I know.
Well, come on then.
Look, Rule 17, I'm allowed 5 minutes for each move without interruption.
Rule 17, John, allows 2 minutes.
Oh, all right, 2 minutes. Hey, that's not fair.
What's not fair?
You're trying to read my mind, I felt you.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do a thing like that.
Not much.
Got you.
Not yet, you haven't. Setback.
I wonder if Stephen did see something in hyperspace.
I don't know. Come on, it's your go.
Got 5 minutes.
2 minutes, according to Tim. You're stalling because you're stuck.
Oh, no, I'm not. There. Shook you?
Not really.
You don't seem very curious about it.
That what?
About Stephen seeing something in hyperspace.
Oh, I'm not. I don't believe he did see anything. And if he did, you'd never get a photograph of it. We've tried time and time again to take a photograph in hyperspace. All you ever get is a nasty white nothing.
Well, there's always a first time.
No, not in this case.
Don't be such a know-all.
I'm not a know-all. Look, you tell me, have we or have we not ever taken a photograph in hyperspace?
Well, no, but that doesn't mean to say we won't. Conclusion, I think.
You sidetracked me on purpose.
Rubbish. You're just a bad loser.
Want to make it the best of 3?
Sure.
Okay, Tim, I'm through the safe lights.
Manners, Stephen?
Thank you, Tim.
Did anything come out, Stephen?
No. Open the door, Tim. Please.
Well?
Only hyperspace.
Am I draining too much power from your ship's circuits.
No, take all you need.
It is good of you. I owe you a great debt. What century is this?
It's the 26th century by Earth calendar. 2526 to be exact. Why?
500 years. I have been adrift in space. 500 years. Time travel. Time travel. It must have been invented by now.
It has.
When?
Oh, about 300 years ago.
Then it is almost commonplace.
Commonplace, no. Possible, yes. Under certain circumstances.
You think I was imagining it? Well, I wasn't.
Oh, come on, Stephen, you can't be sure.
Yes, I can. This wasn't like the other stuff. This was more substantial.
Your friend Ginge is outside.
Oh, let him in, please, Tim. Look, according to Tim, it is physically impossible for anything to exist in hyperspace.
Well, according to my dad, it is aerodynamically impossible for a bee to fly. You try telling a bee that.
Oh, are you lot still on about the Loch Ness Monster then?
Nothing to laugh about, Ginge.
Oh, sorry, I spoke.
Where's Lefty?
Visiting his poor old mum. Who would have thought we had one, eh?
All right, let's have a look at the photograph. Now, you see? Nothing.
The photograph isn't proof, John.
You tell me something that is.
I haven't got any proof except the evidence I owe my own eyes.
Yeah, that's about all the evidence one gets with you lot. I can hardly believe that most of the time.
Trouble with you, Ginger, is you're just a sack.
Oh, that's enough, you two.
Every one of us passes through hyperspace 10 times a day every time we jaunt. Or at least let's check this thing out.
All right. What were the last coordinates for the place you took these photographs?
Finding your feet now?
Yes, I am. It will take a little time.
Pity you're such an ugly shape. Shape changer.
This form pleases you.
Yes, indeed. Oh, you and I are going to do splendidly together. Can you walk all right now?
Yes?
Good. And I'll show you around the ship.
Your ship is permanently in hyperspace.
Not permanently. When I found you, we were on one of our periodic visits to norm space to recharge the solar energy absorbers. Hyperspace is still the best place to hide.
Hide?
From the galactic police, amongst others.
Why?
A slight embarrassment a few years ago when one of my adventures caused the destruction of a small planet and all its inhabitants.
All its inhabitants?
A mere 10 billion. It wasn't altogether my fault anyway, but one gets blamed.
And one becomes a wanted galactic criminal.
One does, one does. Quite unjust, of course.
And one wants to get away.
Far, far away.
What is this? It looks like a weapon of some kind.
It is. A disintegrator cannon.
An armed ship. It seems a pity.
Why?
A pity for a man of your ability to be stuck here in hyperspace.
One day I shall return to the past.
The past. 5 lost centuries.
You can come with me if you like. It's been done before, you know, very successfully at that. One of the emperors of ancient Rome was a wanted criminal from the 23rd century. And A.C. Pritchard, a petty confidence trickster from 2400 AD, became quite well known earlier on as Adolf Hitler.
Well, how do you do it? How does one travel into years that have already gone?
I'll show you. This is a time key. It can open the time lanes that lead back to the dawn of man and beyond.
Is it working?
Oh, yes, it's working all right.
Well, what's keeping you then?
I can't operate it. The controls of a time key only work for a telepath.
Then we must get hold of one.
Come with me. By the way, what should I call you?
In my previous existence, I was called Jedediah.
Hey, what have they got all that gear on for then?
That's to stop them breaking up.
Eh?
Straight up, Ginge.
If you don't wear proper protection in hyperspace, you just drift apart.
Limb from limb.
Charming.
Have you checked all the circuits are functioning correctly, Tim?
Confirm all circuits entirely operational.
What's that thing for then?
Oh, it's an instrument. It measures your life force.
Get you.
Want me to show you?
Oh, that's my life force, is it?
That's right.
Hey, Frankenstein, come here. Well, it's nice to know you got some.
Give it here. Dead from my neck up, that's it.
Oh, yeah? Well, come here. I'll shoot you dead in the neck.
Give us that. We've got to go. Are you ready, Carol?
Whenever you are. Try not to break up the lab while we're away.
Don't worry, Carol. John and I will keep an eye on them.
Yeah, we'll be as good as gold, won't we, Kenny?
Sure.
Keep a close watch on their coordinates while they're in hyperspace, Tim.
I have that in hand.
Just bring us back a picture of the Loch Ness space monster and some sticky rock with hyperspace written through it.
Okay, Tim. Let's jaunt.
Do you know, if I had to do that, I'd never pay to watch Fulham again.
Fulham.
This is my treasure house of beautiful things.
A very impressive collection. Is it useful?
Useful, my dear sir, it's invaluable. I have immense riches here. A keen blade. You know, I'm one of the last men, the old type of real men left in the galaxy. All the rest are nothing. Telepathic sheep only fit to bleat about peace and brotherly love.
But able to guide you down the time lane.
If I can make them.
These telepaths, tomorrow people, do they still call themselves by that name?
Tomorrow people? That's a strange name. I don't think I've heard of that one. Do you know such people?
I did, back in the 20th century. The tomorrow people were the only telepaths alive on Earth then.
They must have been early examples of Homo novus, the new man. Huh. What effrontery to call themselves men at all. Men? They won't fight. They won't even defend themselves. All they ever do is zap about the universe, winking and blinking and vanishing. Huh. And appearing where they're not wanted.
That sounds like a perfect description of the tomorrow people.
There's a lot of turbulence around.
Listen.
There's someone here. I knew it, Carol. Come on.
This is the ship's menagerie. Take a look round.
There's nothing in them.
Not yet. But when I get out of this airless hell, down the time lens to my own green planet, they will be filled with exotic specimens. I am a keen student, you know, of strange species.
I trust I am not included in that category.
Oh, no, my dear sir, of course not. My most interesting specimen is here. Hello, Peter. Enjoying your stay?
A boy?
Oh, not merely a boy. A telepath. My most valuable possession. Aren't you, Peter? The only telepathic boy in captivity anywhere in the universe.
And you are able to keep him locked up in here?
Oh, yes, we've solved that little problem. Haven't we, my little Superman? Haven't we? Why don't you disappear before our very eyes?
Leave me alone.
My boy, remember your manners. Behaving like that in front of a visitor? You deserve to be locked up. Well, why does he stay here to enjoy my hospitality? Look. This is what keeps him here. Come out, my little beauty.
What is it?
Medusa. Given that name by the telepaths themselves, after the mythical creature that could turn men into stone. Because when it is near, they are robbed of all their special powers. It changes size, too.
What an interesting beast. How did it develop these abilities?
On his native planet, where it preys on little telepathic creatures. It eats them. More precisely, it sucks out their brains. It's not fussy. It'll do the same for human telepaths, given the chance.
And while the Medusa stays near him, the boy cannot communicate telepathically. Capital. Forgive my asking, but why don't you get the boy to guide you down the time lanes?
Well, the boy doesn't like me for some reason. Do you?
You're mad. He's a madman. He only keeps me alive because he needs me. How long do you think he's going to keep you?
I think you've said enough, boy. It's time you had a little rest.
John, can you hear me?
Just about. Telepathy's pretty bad today. Found your monster yet?
Yes. At least we had a small reaction from the life force counter.
Oh, well, perhaps a hyperspace bat passed you by.
Funny guy.
There was something, John, really?
Yeah, well, I'll believe that when I see it. You staying up there for a while?
Until we get a bit more reaction. Any objections?
I'll be waiting.
Good parrot. You really are a most sophisticated piece of machinery.
Yes. I was thinking, my dear Count, about an old-fashioned technique. It used to be known as brainwashing. You keep a prisoner shut in the dark.
Like Peter.
Like Peter. Then one of his jailers ill-treats him.
Well, I've tried that.
And someone else is kind to him.
You?
If he is ready for it. How long has he been shut up?
Oh, not long. About 2 months. You know, one loses track of time up here. I tried that on him. But it didn't work.
I will make friends with him with your permission. If his resistance is low enough, he may take the bait. Guide us down the time lanes.
And if he does, I know precisely where I want him to take us.
Peter. Peter. I have come to help you.
Nobody can help me.
Oh, yes, I can. I'm going to get us both out of here.
Are you a prisoner too?
In a way, yes. The time lanes are the only means of escape, Peter.
And I'd rather stay a prisoner. The art of time travel is a sacred trust, and I won't abuse it.
What if I tell you that other lives are at stake, other telepathic lives?
I'm the only one who's got. Fortunately.
Peter, I know important things about your species. You see, I am not from this century. I am from far, far away.
The past?
No, the future. I know things that not even you can dream of. My sacred trust is not to reveal them. All I will tell you, Peter, is that the future of your species is in danger while we allow Rabowski to roam in hyperspace.
You're trying to trick me.
Peter, we're both prisoners. If you and I cannot trust one another...
What would I have to do?
Take Rabowski down the time lanes. Take him as far as the 20th century. I have friends there waiting. Telepaths like yourself. And when we get there, you can contact them to rescue both of us. Well? Count Rabowski, would you please release Peter?
Coppin, take the boy out.
Coppin, release boy.
So, you've decided to behave, have you? Well, just to make sure, bring the Medusa.
Is that really necessary?
Very necessary. If the Medusa doesn't stay near him, he'll vanish in a flash. Won't you, my boy? Come along. Now, my friend, away at last. Where shall we go? Back into the mists of time? Or to some swashbuckling era when men were men? No, I think not. Take us to...
The 20th century.
Yes!
Peter, the 20th century.
I need absolute silence.
That hum.
The time disruptor pulse. Music to my ears.
Must be some sort of electrical disturbance. Confirm coordinates, Tim.
What's that terrible noise? Tim, is there a malfunction?
No, it appears to have no traceable source, but I am working on it.
What noise? I can't hear no noise.
It's a kind of hum. You really can't hear it, Ginge.
Ah, I must get my ears tested.
It's getting louder.
Hey, perhaps it's the bogeyman come to carry you away.
My head! It's going to burst! I can't take much more of this. Call Tim! Recall Tim! Jonathan's back! Oh, it's no good. The interference is too great.
Punch up target area.
That's it.
Oh, thank goodness that noise has stopped. I thought it was going to split my head open. John? John, what's wrong? Stephen, come here.
Turn it up, you lot. Kenny, wake up. There's no time for jokes now.
I'm not joking, Stephen.
Tim, what happened here? Tim?
Tim's dead too! They're all dead!
This is 1973.
That was what you wanted.
Splendid! Splendid!
Hey, what are you doing?
Taking the crown jewels, of course. What else? That'll be a splendid addition to my collection.
No, you can't. Stop him. He's breaking the first and most important law of time travel.
Stop whining, boy. Why do you think we came here?
Oh, don't let him, Jedediah, please.
It doesn't matter, Peter.
Carol, there's no need to get so upset. They're not dead. Well, if they were, they would have fallen over or collapsed or something. Carol, you're shivering.
I'm all right.
Come on. Turn up the stat on your suit. Sit down. I'm going to jaunt outside for a minute and see what's out there.
Need a hand, Count Robowski?
Yes.
Coppin could help.
Coppin, come and help.
Coppin could help. Coppin could help. Coppin could help.
I know that. Take
Coppin
this.
could...
Now, Peter.
Well, Stephen, what's going on out there?
Nothing.
What do you mean? Stephen, what's up?
I think you better look for yourself.
Is it like this everywhere?
Everywhere I went.
Well, why didn't you tell me?
I didn't think you'd believe me. I could hardly believe it myself.
But it's like the day the Earth stood still, except that we've been saved.
Because we were in hyperspace when it happened. Whatever it was.
Everyone, everywhere. Do you think the whole of England is like this, Stephen? With us the only people moving?
I expect so. Not just England, look. Even the clouds. Everything has stopped.
Except us.
Careful, it's a priceless treasure. Where's Peter? We can't get back without him.
Help me! Somebody please come and help me! Help me! Someone help me!
Did you hear that?
Someone is alive and in trouble.
Let's find them.
In the Tower of London.
Do you think it's a trap?
No.
Coppin pet.
No!
Oi.
Leave me alone! No! Let me go! No!
That kid's in trouble. Come on.
No, leave me! Leave me alone!
Hurry up, you mechanical idiot! Jedediah, bring out my spoils.
No,
Hurry!
we're not going yet. You did what I asked you, Peter.
Yes?
We shall see if it works.
No!
Help me!
Hurry up, get in!
Carol!
Hey, which one of you's playing jokes in? I was over there a minute ago.
John, Kenny, are you all right now?
Yeah, but we seem to have jaunted across the room. Even Ginge. What happened?
I don't really know, and Jin didn't jaunt. I carried him.
Well, I'm sure you had your reasons, kid. Hey, flippin' heck, what happened to you then?
We had a fight in the Tower of London.
Tower of London? What was you doing there? Trying to waste the crown jewels?
What were you doing there?
I'll explain in a minute. To me working now.
Of course. Is there any reason why I shouldn't be?
Do you remember Carol and I jaunting back from hyperspace?
No, Stephen.
Did you hear the humming noise?
Yes. Is that connected?
We heard it, all right.
Look, what is all this? And where's Carol? Why hasn't she jaunted back with you?
Because she can't. Because she's been kidnapped.
You tried to kill the girl.
What's that to you?
Kill her and you can upset the whole balance of time. She's from the 20th century and we have to get her back there. She could be one of my ancestors.
She's no ancestor of yours, Robovsky, and we're not taking her back. She is one of the tomorrow people.
Total amplification, please, Tim.
Confirm.
Ready?
Yeah.
Stephen?
Confirm.
Carol, can you hear us? Come in if you can hear us, Carol. Carol, come in.
Well?
Nothing.
Are you all right?
Oh, yes, I think so. A cage.
Yes.
Stephen, where's Stephen?
The other one, who's with you?
Yes, where is he?
They didn't bring him.
Where are we?
I don't think you'd understand.
Feels like a spaceship.
Yes, it is, but...
And they've taken my AE suit.
Yes. Grabowski said it looked like a spacesuit.
Well, it is a spacesuit, among other things. It's adaptable to any environment.
You were wearing a spacesuit. You were outside the time freeze. What were you doing on Earth in the 20th century? You had no right. The Earth was still a closed world then. Closed to all time and space travelers.
But I should be asking you that. The Earth is my home. The 20th century is my date. I take it we're in the future here.
Yes, but how do you know all this?
When are we? What date is it now?
The 26th century, but how do you know about time travel?
You're a telepath, aren't you?
Yes. You as well?
What's that?
Don't you know?
It's horrible!
It's a Medusa. That's the reason we can't use our TP faculties. The Medusa dampens them out.
It's horrible! It shouldn't be allowed!
They're not. Possession of one is illegal throughout the galaxy. I'd like to know how Grabowski managed to get hold of this one.
Thank goodness. Couldn't stand it.
How do you think I feel? I've lived with it for months. You say you're from the 20th century on Earth. I just don't believe you.
You learn history?
Of course. The study of the past is my job.
You've never heard of the Tomorrow People?
No. Wait a minute. The first telepaths called themselves that.
Why so surprised?
But the records show that the Tomorrow People didn't start to emerge until the 21st century.
Of course the records don't show us. Really, we have to keep our existence secret. Otherwise the Homo sapiens, saps, would just wipe us out.
Yes. You're part of the underground movement. One of the very first. You stayed in hiding until the Great Emergence.
You say so.
You're one of our remote ancestors. For all we know, you may be the mother of an entire line of Tomorrow People. If you're harmed in any way, thousands, perhaps millions of our people will simply never have existed. The whole time balance will be upset.
The Tomorrow People, what is your connection with them?
I've met them before.
Before I rescued you?
Yes. It was their fault that I lost 500 years. They'll have to pay for that.
I think I may have the answer.
Take this in, please, Tim. Now, the first thing to understand is that we didn't die and the Earth did not stop in its tracks.
Well, it sounds like it did from what Stephen said.
You couldn't have, Ginge, or every city on Earth would have been flung off into space.
So what happened to freeze us like that? Oh, come on, John. Tell us what you're driving at.
Dim the lights, please, Tim.
Certainly.
Now, we always assume that time is a continuous stream of unbroken action, like this. Now, suppose time isn't like that at all.
What do you mean?
Suppose time, like this film, is a series of frames, overlapping one another by a billionth of a second, perhaps, but still simply frames, giving the illusion of continuous motion, like this film does.
Go on.
Now then, suppose someone was capable of freezing that frame, like this.
We'd have exactly the same conditions as Carol and I found.
Right. And while you and Carol were in hyperspace, and we on Earth were caught in this so-called time freeze, somebody was selecting that particular frame in time and stopping it.
The people that have kidnapped Carol.
That girl interests me. I want to see her and the boy again.
Yes, so do I.
I want to see them alone.
You haven't forgotten, I hope, that this is my spaceship. If I hadn't fished you out of deep space, you'd still be floating there, a charred wreck.
Without me, you'd never have got the crown jewels from the 20th century.
That may be, but just you remember who's running his operation, that's all.
My dear Abovsky, I don't forget for one moment.
I'm a member of the Eternal Order, so I regard all of time as my home.
The Eternal Order?
Sounds rather grand, doesn't it? In fact, the full title is the Eternal Order of Guardians.
But guardians of what?
The time lanes. They're the routes by which you would slip from the future to the past and back again. You have to be a telepath to operate them. That's why I'm here.
But why do the time lanes need guardians?
Well, when they were first discovered, people kept plunging back in time, changing history. There was chaos, so some sort of order had to be enforced.
Take them away, Copy. And the Medusa.
Copy and obey.
Have you got all that, Tim?
Yes?
Can we have your conclusions, please?
Your theory about the time freeze is a likely possibility and bears out the available facts. There doesn't appear to have been a time loss. To all intents and purposes, none of it ever happened.
I want to know why you've kidnapped me and what you want with this young boy.
It's quite simple. The time key provides direct access to the time lanes, does it not?
For telepaths, yes, but not for you.
And you have never heard of the beta ray, of course.
What's that?
That's my dear Carol.
Who told you my name?
The beta ray, my dear Carol, is a specialized device which enables non-telepathic creatures like myself to travel down the time lanes. That fat fool out there doesn't read the tapes in his own library. He doesn't even know about it. But Peter does. And if he doesn't gear me into the beta ray, he is going to have a very nasty time. I believe, Peter, you are familiar with a Medusa, and its rather unpleasant feeding habits, particularly when it has been deliberately starved. Now, are you going to tell me?
No.
Oh, no, tell him, Peter, please.
No. I don't care what he does to me.
Please, Link!
Take her out of here! Now, my friend.
Where's the Medusa? You've left her unguarded, you fool! Go and get the Medusa!
Cop and fetch Medusa.
Stephen, it's Carol.
Carol? Carol, can you hear us?
John,
Where are you?
I can only just hear you.
It's Link, everybody. No change. Is that better?
It's much better. Can you get a bearing? It's urgent.
Now, are you going to tell me? What are you doing? Put it back, do you hear? Put it back.
Cop and fetch Medusa.
I'm a prisoner in a spaceship.
Where?
Somewhere in hyperspace, but I don't know the coordinates. I came up.
We've lost her.
Someone has erected an interference shield.
Let's try again. Carol, can you hear us? It's useless, she's gone.
Any ideas, Tim?
I will report back when I have analyzed what little information we have.
Oh, please hurry.
Well, where is she?
Somewhere in hyperspace, but we don't know where. That's why we can't jaunt her back.
What have you done to the boy? We need him.
I need him.
For the last time, you remember your place. You're only a guest here. You have no right to speak to me like that.
Silence! You will be spoken to as you deserve. As a sniveling, spineless example of a species that should have been extinct centuries ago.
How dare you? How dare you? You have no right to...
From now on, you will take orders from me.
Have you got any answers yet, Tim?
No, there was too much disturbance in hyperspace.
Why don't we jaunt up and search for her?
It won't help, Kenny. Carol isn't even in our time.
Where is she? 500 years away, I suppose.
That's about right, Ginge.
Eh?
Carol is in the 26th century.
Peter. Peter, look at me. It's better. You see, together we can beat it.
It was awful, Carol. I don't want to think about it.
Together we've got power over that thing. It didn't hurt you so long as we linked.
Makes no difference. They'll separate us and that will be worse.
They can't. They've only got one Medusa. And if they do separate us, one of us will always be able to call for help. I spoke to John while you were in there.
That Jedediah is a monster. He pretended.
Jedediah?
You know him?
It's impossible. He was an android. He was destroyed when the Cyclops spaceship blew up. He doesn't even look the same.
Jedediah probably made himself look like an android. He must be a shape changer. He can look like anyone he wants.
Jedediah.
You think I'm a fool, don't you? Just because I have to eat. Don't bother to try and torture the boy again. He'd sooner die than tell you. There's a much better way of making him talk.
Oh, look, it's worth a try. Come on, Peter, let's thought link and see if we can quell its mind.
It hasn't got a mind, just a slime of instincts. And what about the prime barrier? We can't pass that.
What's the prime barrier?
Surely you have it too. It's a barrier in our minds. It prevents us killing.
We don't have to kill it, only subdue it. Come on, Peter, please.
All right.
Let's see if we can touch hands.
They can't kill! Those stupid, ill-fated inhibitions they have. Well, they'll suffer for it this time. How funny. They can't kill. I can do. Oh, I'll show them.
You humanoid ape they can't kill. What do you think they're doing now?
Soon deal with that.
Stephen, you tried to photograph the spaceship that Carol is in, didn't you?
But you said she wasn't up there.
She isn't now.
Then how could I have seen the ship?
You picked up her voice, although it was 500 years away, didn't you?
Yes.
Same principle applies.
But how does one move from hyperspace in the present to hyperspace in the future?
By the fourth dimensional drift.
Come again?
Well, you've heard of the 3 dimensions, haven't you?
What, you mean, 3D, like in the cinema?
Right. You see, we know that objects tend to drift apart in hyperspace into 3 dimensions.
Oh, sounds real creepy, that does.
Especially when it's happening to you.
Well, it's probably also possible for an object in hyperspace to drift into a 4th dimension.
In time?
Right. Could well be that hyperspace is the key to time travel.
What I saw out there wasn't from our bit of hyperspace at all. Not our bit in time, that is.
Now, let me show you a little party trick. I can make the balloon blow up and burst without putting any more air into it. Watch. As the air drains from the airlock, the balloon expands until it... Simple. And, of course, the same thing would apply to a human being put in there, if they didn't have a spacesuit on.
Okay, you can put me in there. I still won't tell.
Oh, not you, Peter. You're far too valuable. Get in.
No! Let me go! Let it go! He hasn't got a spacesuit on. She'll die!
That is correct. Unless you tell me, Peter.
Peter, don't tell him! Whatever happens, don't tell him!
No, please don't! Please! No!
One thing puzzles me. If there is a time drift in hyperspace, why don't we ever get caught in it? I mean, why don't we ever end up in another time?
Assuming there is such a thing as time drift, perhaps one of its natural laws is that matter will always return to its own time when it leaves hyperspace.
Yes, could be.
Look, I might be a bit stupid, but Jerry Kyle, remember him?
I'll say in the Cyclops.
Yeah, I was trying to forget about him.
You were going to say something, weren't you, Ginge?
Oh, it's nothing.
Something about Jedediah said to you. Something about hyperspace.
Yeah, I thought you said you couldn't read other people's minds.
We don't. We can't, only each other's. Ginge, what were you going to say?
Well, I didn't understand it, really. I mean, it sounded a bit stupid at the time. With everything that's happened since, I'm not so sure.
Ginge, what is it?
Well, he said that this here hyperspace was everywhere and nowhere and... Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. I didn't understand it anyway.
Everywhere and nowhere. That fragment of time that isn't time, that lies between the end of 1 microsecond and the beginning of the next. That space that isn't space, that lies between the curving dimensions of eternity.
Hey, that's it. That's what he said exactly. How do you know?
I was there. I remember it perfectly. The dimension that makes star travel possible and time travel possible. That's what he said.
We use hyperspace for star travel already.
Eh?
Yes, we do, Ginge.
So, I suppose time travel ought to be possible.
I'll tell. Get Carol out first.
Is she all right?
I've reanimated her.
Good. And she can stay that way, providing you stand by your word. I have work to do. You can show me how the beta ray works later. Put them in their cages.
I give the orders on this ship.
Is that so?
Copy and obey my orders. Put them in their cages. What are you doing?
That creature of yours, the Medusa, it's no use. Their combined minds are too powerful for it. When the girl comes round, they'll be able to overcome it again.
Then what will happen?
I don't know.
Then escape, of course. The Medusa can hold one, but not two.
Then we must dispose of the girl.
No, not yet. I need a microsplice.
What are you making?
And a neutron catalyzer.
I want to go back to the Tower of London.
What for if I recognise you? They'll probably cut your head off.
Do you think it's wise, Stephen?
Oh, they won't even recognise me without my AE suit on.
You know, what I can't understand is why there hasn't been a big outcry. If the crown jewels really were taken.
Oh, they were taken all right.
I have been monitoring all the government's secret communication channels. There has been a maximum security clampdown on the incident. They are worried because the beefeater who saw Stephen described the AE suit he was wearing.
He's probably in a loony bin by now.
Oh, I hope not.
No, they have given him a number of tests and established that he was telling the truth. That is why they are worried.
Do they suspect about us, Tim?
No, at the moment they are examining a number of improbable theories.
What do you want to go for anyway?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps I might have left a clue or something. Or anything to help us find Carol. I just want to go and have a look.
All right, I'll come with you.
Now be careful, you two. And don't do anything to attract attention. Got enough trouble as it is without you two getting done for pinching the crown jewels.
Don't worry, John. Carol? Carol, you all right?
Open her cage. What does it do?
This silencer band has the same function as your Medusa.
It stops them communicating telepathically.
Yes.
But she'll take it off.
She can't. The pain would kill her. Now the boy.
And now the boy.
This will make sure that you keep your side of the bargain.
If I make a promise, I stick to it.
And so you had better, for Carol's sake.
What about Carol? She's unconscious again. She needs help.
She'll recover.
Okay,
I thought you said they took the crown jewels.
They did.
But they're still here.
So I see. Look, this is where the time march was.
Burn marks.
They must be fakes. They wouldn't want a scandal.
Unless it runs like we're taking our fakes. But we're the real ones.
Does it matter? It's not the crown jewels we want, it's Carol.
Yeah. Come on, let's get back to the lab.
Now then, Peter. I want you to adjust this device so a non-telepath can operate it.
When I was apprenticed to the Order, I swore I'd rather die than reveal the secret.
Stop delaying me. If you want to die, you can. But you will see Carol die first. Now then.
We have to get inside here to make adjustments. There's a telekinetic seal. It undoes like this. It's not working. But when I run my finger along the edge like this, the apparatus should open up. But it's not working.
That's because of the silencer band round your head. Has the same function as the Medusa, takes away your special powers.
Then I can't operate the equipment.
We must cut our way in.
Do that and the apparatus will self-destruct.
Any tricks from you, and Carol will die.
"20th century tomorrow, people. Kara's being held prisoner in a spaceship in the time-drift area of hyperspace. She is in great danger. We are..."
Fool! Trying to call for help. Now get on with it.
Where are you?
What is it, John?
I just picked up a message from hyperspace, Ginger. A message about Carol.
Well, how is she?
She's in great danger, but at least we know where she is. I'm going to hyperspace.
Hey, John, you think you should? What? Well, it sounds to me like somebody's trying to lure you into a trap.
You could be right, Ginger. You probably are, but I'm going anyway.
So am I.
Me too.
No, Kenny.
It's always me.
Look, one of us has got to stay behind, and you're the youngest. Come on, Steve.
Hey, John, if I can be of any help...
Thanks for the offer, Ginger, but you stay here and see no harm comes to Kenny. We haven't got an A suit that'll fit you anyway. Tim, is it possible to jaunt us into the time drift zone?
As long as there is a drift effect in all dimensional planes, yes.
Right. And Tim, wish us luck.
I wish you luck.
That goes for me.
Thanks, Ginge.
Let me come with you.
No, Kenny. Coordinates set, Tim?
Coordinates set.
Right, let's go.
Feel like Cinderella.
But what does that make me? One of the ugly sisters, I suppose.
You said it, Ginge. They'll be gone for hours. Come on. Let's see if you've got any latent telepathic aptitude.
Come again?
See if you've got any hidden powers. You never know. You might be one of us after all.
No chance.
You agree? I should have been born a king.
You're nothing but an overgrown child living out your fantasies.
Don't you patronize me, young woman. I'll have you know that I am a count. In your century, my family were true aristocrats. Blue blood runs in my veins.
Result of too much inbreeding, I might have guessed.
What do you mean?
You are a sap, born into a world of tomorrow people. All right, I feel sorry for you. You must have suffered. But that's no reason to take it out of Peter or me.
You and your kind. You think you're so clever. You think you control the civilized universe and that only a telepath has a right to anything. Well, listen, young lady.
Stop
I have
hustling, Grabowski! I need a diffuser. And you, Grabowski.
He's deranged. Whatever you do, you mustn't let him know the secret of time travel, even if we both have to die. Peter. Peter, you didn't.
I had to. He would have killed you.
He will anyway.
Oh, nothing. It's hopeless, John. We're wasting our time.
Have you got any better ideas?
No.
Keep looking, then.
All right, then, what is it?
Now that Peter has modified the time key so that I'm able to operate it, I want you to return to the 20th century, to the headquarters of the Tomorrow People, and bring them back here.
It's your feud. Why don't you go and get him yourself?
I have to remain here to operate the time key.
I could do that. I'll stay here. You take Coppin and the Medusa.
So you can cut off the time arch and leave me stranded in the 20th century. No, Grabowski. You must go. But think just for one moment of the importance of your mission.
To capture a few kids and bring them back here for you to slaughter?
Grabowski, what's the universe like out there? The universe that has driven you into the empty exile of hyperspace.
I've told you before. It's full of those damn telepaths.
Exactly. But supposing it wasn't.
What do you mean? It is, and that is an irrevocable fact.
You were telling me earlier how delicate the time balance is, how easily upset. Supposing it could be upset so that there were no telepaths.
A universe of men.
Just think about it. Men to be your friends, men to be your enemies. No more loneliness, no more exile.
How different my life would have been.
Exactly. Go down the time lanes, my friend, and strangle the development of the Earth's telepaths at the very root. Bring me the Tomorrow People, and you will be a man amongst men again.
Yes, I could. And I will.
Good. Prepare yourself.
Come on, Ginge, make a guess.
You did it! You got one right.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? But look at all those others I didn't get right.
Come on, try again, quickly. And again. That makes 2 on a trot.
Hey, maybe I'm one of you after all.
What do you think, Tim? Is Ginger tomorrow person?
There is no evidence to that effect. I'm afraid there is nothing remarkable about getting 2 consecutive cards right, considering the number of attempts that have been made.
You mean I'm not one of them? I'm just ordinary.
All right, Grabowski, into the time arch. The time lanes are open. Be careful, though. There'll be hostile saps wandering about, because Peter has not stopped the flow of time on Earth.
Mind if I smoke, kid?
Yeah, I'll mind, but go ahead anyway.
Can't. I haven't got any cigarettes. Hey, Tim, you can't imagine me up some cigarettes, can you?
It isn't magic when I make things appear, Ginge. It is a process of submolecular remanipulation.
Oh, yeah? Well, my old man calls it falling off the back of a lorry. Well, listen, you can't submolecular whatever it is a packet of cigarettes, can you?
I'm sorry, Ginge. I am not programmed to perform that function.
You mean you won't?
I'm afraid not. Sorry, Ginge.
Come on, Tim, don't be a flaming squirrel. I'm gasping for a snout, honest.
To coin one of your phrases, Ginge, no chance.
In that case, I'll go and get them myself. Well, open up the flaming door, then. Please.
Ivy! Caesar! Ah! Go on, get him, get him, get him!
Blimey, you're soon back.
Listen,
Change your mind.
out there, this King Flaming Con, Dracula, the works! Tim, show him what's outside! Listen, scat kid, scram, vanish, jump, whatever it is you do while you can. Get the hell out of here.
Tim, get John and Stephen. Call them back, fast.
I can't get through, Kenny.
Then you, John Kid, look, get out of here while you can. Look, they're getting ready to break down the door.
I can't.
Look, kid, don't worry about me. I can look after
That
myself.
stun gun's no use, Ginge. It's on charge.
I can't jaunt, Ginge. Tim, I can't jaunt. I can't get away.
It's that creature. It's stopping Kenny's special powers.
That means you're stuck here with me.
It's about the size of it.
Well, I promise to look after you, kid, and look after you I will. Now, you stay in there. No rights, not a squeak, do you understand?
Ginge!
Just keep your mouth shut.
Caesar!
John, Stephen, come in, please.
Tim, what is it?
I'm jaunting you back immediately.
Oh no!
Tim, what happened?
We were attacked. I couldn't get through to you.
Where's Ginger and Kenny?
John, Stephen.
Kenny!
Ginge was dragged away by a sap
Couldn't
of
get
an
away. I
android.
couldn't jaunt. Ginger's me in the dark room. Ginge?
They took him, Kenny.
You. Blundering fool, he's not one of them.
He was in their headquarters.
Where's your Medusa?
He killed it.
Cobbin, take him out and lock him up.
Coffin, take him out and lock him up.
Cobby, take him out and lock him up.
Idiot! Can't you get the simplest thing right?
I won't have you talk to me like that. I won't put up with it. It's time I made a stand.
I sent you for telepaths. Can't you tell the difference between telepaths and those sub-creatures?
You are talking about men. Men like me.
Yes. No wonder your species is almost extinct.
Ginge!
Carol, are you all right? Oh, all right, all right, all right. You oversized dummy, somebody ought to report you. silver Frankenstein's got a grip like a power vice.
Ginge, where are the others? Are they all right?
Well, they were when I left them. Oh, John and Stephen were up in hyperspace looking for you, and I hid Kenny in the dark room.
Good, that's a relief. And there are still 3 of us free.
And this must be that spaceship up in hyperspace they were looking for, eh?
That's right, Ginge.
500 years away in time.
If submolecular remanipulation is to work on this scale, we will all have to use maximum concentration.
Well, one thing's for sure, it wasn't Ginge they came for. It was us.
Tim, any open those coordinates?
I was able to take readings on the source of the humming noise. I have collated them and got an approximate coordinate in hyperspace.
Tim, you're a marvel. Set them up, please.
I'm coming with you this time.
No, you're not. You're not suited up for one thing. And for another, you're staying here. Look, after all that's happened, we can't leave the lab without someone to look after Tim.
I have set up those coordinates.
Right, come on.
Check my equipment, please, Tim.
All equipment functioning correctly, Stephen. I have had the stun guns on rapid charge. They are now ready.
Check, Tim.
Yes, John. Everything is in order.
Right, let's go.
We shouldn't bother, Ginge. We've already tried.
Look, I'm not giving up hope. I've seen tougher nicks than this in my time. Don't worry, Carol. We'll soon be looking back on this and laughing.
I like him, he's nice.
This isn't a police station lockup, Ginge. We're in hyperspace on board a spaceship.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting all about that. Ah. You know, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a spaceman. My old man always said I was a nutcase. I'm beginning to think he was right.
Look!
What's that noise? It's the intruder alarm. Looks like we got visitors.
It's them.
Friends of yours?
Friends of that girl.
Kenny, we've sighted the spaceship.
Great! Be careful, though.
We'll be all right.
Have a horizontal and a vertical sight line. See if you can get them with one shot.
I've waited a long time for this. Excellent. 2 down and 2 to go. Carol and her precious friends. I shall enjoy telling her.
I wouldn't go quite yet, Jedediah. I think you missed them.
Jones is back, Tim. John is back.
What was that?
Space disintegrator cannon.
Hey, the war started. Maybe we're going to be rescued.
No, that was the spaceship's gun. There's no one shooting back. There's no one who could.
Yes, there is. There's John, Stephen and Kenny.
Well, they wouldn't shoot at the ship, Ginge, not with us inside it. Anyway, they've only got the stun guns. They wouldn't attack that way.
Whoever it was they were shooting at, I hope it wasn't your friends.
Can you get a fix on them, Tim?
Yes, Kenny. I have a fix. I am jaunting them in now. How are they, Kenny?
Think they're dead.
Ginge, do you think they were firing at John and the others?
Oh, I shouldn't think so. But don't worry, Carol. They'll rescue us soon enough. You'll see.
Well, I don't know, Ginge. Peter's one of us. I mean, a tomorrow person, and no one's rescued him.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, how come, kid? How come your folks haven't done anything about you?
They don't know I'm here.
But Peter, you've been gone for weeks. They must have missed you by now.
I'm afraid not. Roboski intercepted me in a time lane. So as far as the Guardians are concerned, I've only been gone a moment. Like all time travelers. I'm on my own.
Look, here comes a flaming chocolate soldier. And what can we do for you?
Another word out of you.
All right. There's no need to go berserk.
Are you preparing to leave?
That's the general idea.
What about us?
What about you?
Well, you can't just leave us here.
Really?
Well, don't be a fool, Roboski. Jedekiah's not going to take you with him. He's going to ditch you.
Yeah, we know all about him, mate. Slippery as a snake and twice as nasty.
Don't you worry about me. I can look after myself.
You sure this will work, Tim?
No, but I don't know of anything else.
Had it been done before?
I'm not sure. It's a theory I've heard John talk about.
You never mentioned it to me.
Harry Kenny, the brain begins to deteriorate after only a few minutes without oxygen.
Warming up the equipment, eh?
Yes,
Where to?
the past.
Good. Ah, thought for a minute. Looked as if you were going without me.
I am.
Now look here, this has gone on far enough. You seem to forget that you're only a robot.
Silence, you're wasting my time. Give me the crown jewels and go and play with your prisoners. You can pretend to be a judge and hang them or something.
They're my crown jewels. What do you want with them?
They'll be useful to me where I'm going. Trinkets like that can have a practical use in the right time and place.
Oh, good. Not again. What do you want this time?
Look, I've come to help you.
Oh, that's rich, that is.
Jedekiah's insane, totally deranged. He's going to kill us all.
Oh, surprise, surprise. What else is new?
Grabowski, I just thought that you and your newfound friends might like to know that I am conserving power by turning off the ship's life support system.
You can't do that. You'll kill us all. And you yourself.
I think not. You forget, my dear Grabowski, that neither I nor your faithful android need such wasteful luxuries as food, warmth, and air.
I should have left you to drift in space.
I calculate that there is still sufficient air to maintain 4 air-breathing humanoids for 15 Earth minutes, or 1 air-breathing humanoid for 1 hour, whichever you prefer. And the portal capsule isn't working either, Grabowski, just in case you had any idea.
How is he gone like a cat with his tail on fire?
Through to the gallery, but there's no way out from there.
He's coming back.
My air. You're breathing my precious air. Well, I'll soon put a stop to that.
No!
Kenny? Kenny, are you all right? Kenny, respond, please. Answer me.
Grabowski, if you kill us, what have you got to gain for yourself? 40 minutes an hour? You'll never get out of here without our help.
Yeah, that armed girl and a little kid in a cage is just about your size, Grabowski. You ought to get a medal. Listen, start with me if you like. You might take a... What do you think?
Don't be a fool, Ginge. Grabowski, our telepathic friends might yet rescue us, but they won't help you if we're dead.
Your friends have been here already. Jedekiah shot them. Their bodies have been atomized.
What's wrong?
What happened?
Kenny, it worked.
What happened? What worked?
John and Stephen, you have been technically dead.
Dead?
What did Tim say?
You died, Stephen.
Died?
In hyperspace, Tim jaunted you back.
But if we died, how did you revive us?
I used the reanimation technique that you've been working on.
Oh, let's do him back up.
You can't. Kenny has drained nearly all his life energy into you. You will all have to stay here until you've recovered. You have no strength to spare.
What about Ginger and
You're
Carol?
none of you strong enough to jaunt outside, never mind into hyperspace.
Any chance of talking to Carol?
I am constantly on the alert.
Tim, what do we do now?
Make yourself as comfortable as you can and sleep. We can only wait.
Yeah, you're flaming useless. Let me.
Getting cold.
The air's getting thin. Look, we're running out of time.
No, don't panic, don't panic.
There's no use.
Oh, that's tougher than what I thought. What are they made of?
Trinatrium.
Oh, well, that explains it, doesn't it?
Where are the keys to the cages?
The android has them.
Keys? Cages? Well, he's your android, isn't he? Tell him to go and fetch them.
Yes, so he is. Coppin, bring the Magna Key to the menagerie. At once. At once, do you hear?
Remember your orders.
Busky, when we get back to the 20th century, you've got a great future ahead of you.
Really?
Yeah, as a traffic warden. Oh, I don't believe it.
He knows who's master around here. No, not that one, you stupid android. That one's empty. Coppin! What do you take my friend? Coppin! Open this cage! Open this cage, you hear?
Coppin obeyed Jedediah.
Any more bright ideas?
Oh, that's better. Tim, how long before we can jaunt back into hyperspace?
At least 3 hours.
As long as that?
Try not to worry. Ginge is with her.
Stop that singing.
Leave her alone. She's not doing any harm.
She's using up air.
No more she isn't. Fact of the matter is, you're using up twice as much as she is. You're twice her size.
This is my spaceship. I'll use as much air as I like.
Leave him alone, Ginge. You're only using up oxygen.
It can't be much longer, can it?
It's no good, Stephen.
I'm going to try.
Use up all your energy now and you will have none for later.
Stephen, do go and rest. We can't do anything for the moment.
Yeah. It's on again. He's turned on the life support system.
He's come to save me. I knew he would. I knew you wouldn't let me down, Jedediah.
Well, why haven't we died then? You gone soft or something?
Jedediah, what about me? I am your friend. I rescued you from space. Let me come with you. I'll do anything for you, anything.
Oh, shut up! Nice to have friends in high places, eh, Rabowski?
Jedediah will come to his senses soon. You'll see.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on it.
I do hope Peter isn't letting himself be tricked into helping Jedediah again.
He'll do all right, Carol. Don't you worry. He's a good kid. Even if he does wear funny clothes.
Now, Peter, I'm giving you a straight alternative. Rabowski has damaged the time key in a stupid attempt to defy me. If you repair it, I will return to my own time and let you and your friends go free. If I am forced to remain here on this spaceship, I shall remain here alone.
You've broken your promise before. How do I know you won't this time?
You don't. You can either trust me and do as I ask, or watch your two friends die in the airlock.
That's not much of a choice.
It's the only one you have, Peter.
All right. Let's see how bad the damage is.
You can repair it.
I think so. If you take this thing off my head.
The last time I left you without a silencer, you called for help.
Please yourself, this is another telekinetic seal, and without my telepathic powers, I can't operate it.
Remember, your friends are still my prisoners.
I'll tell him as soon as he comes in. I'll order him to let me out. I'll teach him.
Well, now's your chance, mate.
You said if I repaired the time key, you'd let us go. You gave your word.
Jedediah, don't be a fool. I'm more used to you free. Don't leave me here with these.
Silence, you miserable wretch. They are far more used to me than you ever could be.
Peter, how could you be so gullible? He's double-crossed you twice.
And I thought you had it up top, mate.
The Magna Key. Throw it to me.
Oh, Peter, you're a genius.
How did you do it, kid?
I use my telekinetic abilities, that's all.
Oh, Kenny would have liked that. Kenny.
Don't worry, Carol. He'll be all right. You'll see.
How about me? I'm your friend now.
Yeah, with friends like you, we don't need enemies. Come on, let's go this way. Aha! Now this'll come in handy.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to split that jetty car right up the middle.
There's no need. He'll be using the time key soon, and then we'll be free of him forever.
Well, no, Peter, we must stop him before he uses the time key. Who knows what damage he could do in the past?
He won't do anything. I fixed the time key so that it will transport the next person who uses it to the molten surface of the planet Mercury.
Yeah, I thought you lot weren't supposed to kill people.
Well, we can't kill Ginge.
Jeddy Car is not a person. He's a robot shape changer.
But, Peter, we've got to get to Jedediah anyway. If he takes the time key and leaves us with these bands round our heads, we could be trapped in the spaceship, well, perhaps forever.
That settles it then. Come on, let's go.
Look, are you going to release me? You need my help. I am a champion swordsman.
Yes, I've seen. Against helpless women and kids.
Look, you have to release me. I am the captain of this ship.
And I'm the Emperor of China. Oh, no, Rabowski, you stay where you are. Hey, it won't work.
The controls only respond to certain palm prints. Mine, for instance.
In that case, you'd better come with us.
I'm glad to see you come to your senses at last.
Look, just cut the pantomime, Rabowski, and operate the lift. You're dressed for the part anyway. Going up, soft furnishings, ladies' underwear, mad robots, and fancy dress. Right, now this is it. Now remember, just leave the fighting to me.
We're not there yet.
Eh?
We've stopped short.
Jedediah must have cut the power.
We're trapped. Trapped somewhere near the energy converter coils. We'll be boiled alive like fish.
Yeah? Well, I don't intend being left on the menu.
It's getting hotter.
What's that?
An inspection hatch. If someone could slip through there, he might be able to get into the ship's circulation system.
No, it's too small. Nobody could get through that.
I could.
No,
Yes.
Peter.
It's far too risky, kid. You'd never make it.
Give me a few minutes to reach the other end.
No, Peter, I'll go.
Now look, I'm the only one who's small enough and knows how to operate the controls at the other end.
He's right, Carol. Okay, kid, off you go. Good luck.
Any trace of Carol yet, Tim?
No, John. I am keeping up a continuous call at maximum power on all telepathic bands.
Keep trying.
I will. You try and get some sleep. Carol, this is Tim. Respond, please. Carol, this is Tim.
Peter ought to be there by now.
Coppin, bring the beam sealer. I wonder if that boy really repaired it.
Copy, look out!
Now, this is it. As soon as the door opens, we both go for him. And no tricks, Rabowski. He doesn't like you any more than he does me.
Look, I'm still the captain of this ship.
Oh, yeah. Right? Action stations!
Come on in, do.
If you kill them, I'll never help you.
Rabowski,
I've come to help you. I swear I've come to help you, Jedediah.
take charge of that sword and keep them covered.
Members don't change their spots to their Rabowski.
That's better. Now then, we'll take another look at the time key. Now then, Peter, set the time key for England in the 8th century. If you don't, your friends will die.
There's nothing wrong with this apparatus.
Good. Then set the coordinates. And Peter, remember, wherever I go, you go. You are coming with me. Bring those, they'll be useful.
I'll bring that.
But you are not coming, Rabowski. Just the boy.
They're my crown jewels.
I am malfunctioning.
Peter, get the key to the silencer bands quickly!
I'll take that.
No, please!
I've just about had a belly full of you.
You don't think I'd let you escape, do you? Now that that robot's done for, Peter's going to operate the time key for me, and if he doesn't...
Malfunctioning.
Look, they're my crown jewels. Bring them back. They're mine.
They've gone.
Carol, this is Tim. Answer me.
Tim!
Carol!
Carol! Quick, the link table. Carol, where are you?
John, are you all right?
Oh, we're fine. Okay, it's good to hear your voice again.
Is James with you?
Yes, he is. We're both safe. We'll be back soon.
Yeah, they've gone. They took the crown jewels. They took them through that arch thing.
Never mind about them, Ginge. They're not important.
Look,
What?
that's the molten surface of the planet Mercury. That's where Rabowski and Jedediah went.
Well, if they're in amongst that lot, they're goners. And so are the crown jewels.
I'm afraid so, Ginge.
I thought you said you didn't care about them.
It's not the crown jewels we care about, Ginge.
It's Rabowski. I've killed him.
Oh, come off it, kid. You don't want to worry about him.
You don't understand, Ginge.
Yeah, I'm beginning to get used to that.
It's all right, Peter. It was an accident.
Anyway, you can't be sure, kid. He may still be alive. You never know.
When I get back to my own time, I'll send someone to clear Rabowski's ship out of hyperspace. Then you won't see any monsters there, Stephen.
Right.
Goodbye, Peter.
Good luck, kid.
Goodbye, Ginge. Goodbye, Carol. John, Stephen and Kenny. I'll write you into my history records. And then one day, perhaps I may meet you.
We'll look forward to that. If forward is the right word. All this time travel gets a bit confusing.
Oh, God. I just remembered. 500 years in the future, and I never even found out the winner of next year's derby.
Yeah.